Folks, what a night we had last night at BKFC 78. I'm going to break down this entire card for you. I was there live, got to do the press conference, talk to fighters. The environment was electric. They opened the entire building for this fight card. They sold the building out. The third level of seats were there and available. Yo, it was crazy. If you were there and you happened to get a t-shirt, we were giving out t-shirts, probably gave out like 70 t-shirts yesterday. The section 117 got taken care of because that's where we were. For press purposes, you're either in 113 or 117. We ended up being at 117 because 113 was full 10 minutes before the fight. Yo, I gotta tell you, man, this fight card had everything. It had knockouts, it had drama, it had controversy, it had a near brawl at the end of the main event. It had a weird doctor stoppage that I'm going to talk about a lot right here. It had a draw that a lot of people maybe don't agree with, but we're gonna break all this down right here, man. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Showmont. If you haven't done so yet, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell. Remember, we got two channels here. We got the Come On Now, the podcast channel. That is the main channel. We do Combat Corner there as well. That's where Combat Corner originated. I still will drop all of the interviews there with fighters. But for the information, for the reviews, the previews, the recaps, the other stuff, the news, we're doing it here. Combat Corner Fight Network at Combat Corner Fight Network here on YouTube. So I appreciate y'all continued support of this channel, man. Let's talk about this fight card. And I'm gonna jump around here because the overall fight card itself, the results, the fights were great. Majority of the fights were great. You had a 3-second knockout. Esteban Rodriguez. I'm going to have him on this podcast. I hope this week. We'll see. I'm going to be out of town the week after, but I hope I can get him this week because, man, that guy is a ball of energy. He had a monster performance, 3 seconds knockout. I mean, second fastest KO in combat sports history. It was bananas, absolutely bananas. That's one thing that popped off. You had 3 KOs in the early prelims, which you can't start it off any better than that. But it also left you with 20 minutes of empty time from 7:40 to 8 o'clock when the main card started off. You got a raucous crowd, electricity all through the place. But let's talk about the co-main event first. The co-main event: G. Perez versus Andrew Strode. G. Perez versus Andrew Strode was the fight that I mean, it's the perfect fight in my opinion, and that fight it's two boxers, man. Those guys are two trained boxers. And I gotta say, watching the fight live, rewatching it, I thought G. Perez was winning. Look, I put all this isn't personal. I thought G. Perez was winning the fight. And but he got caught with an overhand right by Andrew Strode on his left ear, and it cut his left ear really badly. And I don't want to put the picture up here. You can go to the BKFC page and you can see it, but because I don't want them to demonetize the video, actually, you know what? Screw it. Let me put it up here for y'all because I'm not at that point of monetization with this particular channel yet. But let me show you this picture. This is grotesque, but I have my opinion on this as well. So let me show this to y'all. This is G the Cutman Perez's ear at the end of this fight. You can see the slice that goes from here all the way through. It's like it goes all the way through. They stopped the fight for this. Now, I am not sure how you cut someone's ear like that with fists. It just don't know. But that's what happened. Now, I thought Perez was winning. I'm completely transparent. I thought he won the first 2 rounds. Now, this particular cut, though, he says post fight he didn't feel it. He didn't even know he had a cut, which I asked him in the press conference. Like, I was kind of joking, tongue in cheek. It was just like, did your cut man do a good enough job? Because he's the head cut man for the BKFC. And I was wondering why they couldn't just tape his ear back together. I mean, honestly, just being real. but they stopped the fight over this. Doctor stoppage at the end after round 2. They start round 3. They bring him to the corner, check his ears, like what's going on, and they stop the fight. They stop the fight here. Now, what gets it real messy? The messy part of this situation is this is a fight that was stopped due to a blow. This wasn't a foul. Strode never fouled him. There was never a point deduction. There was nothing illegal. This was a fight stopped due to a blow. He got punched in the ear. It cut his ear. How many times is he going to get caught in the ear? I don't know. I have no idea realistically. But by rule, if I get stopped due to a blow for a cut and they stop it, well, the guy that landed the blow is the winner. But what they ended up doing, and if there's any video of the reaction that Strode had, no, there's no reaction video from Strode here. He went crazy. Like he thought that when that fight got stopped, he ran around the ring celebrating, as he should. You just won the interim title in your mind, and then you get an announcement that the fight was.
Fight is declared no contest. Therefore, the Interim Flyweight Championship remains vacant.
So he's shocked. He had no idea. But now we got some crazier fucking news. Crazier news. BKFC within the last hour. It's been posted on BKFC's Twitter feed. Actually, it was funny because I was just on Twitter, X, and I'm scrolling, and it had just gotten posted 2 minutes before that. 2 minutes before that, it was posted that this decision has been overturned. The no contest has been overturned. After further review, the Florida State Athletic Commission has overturned the no contest in the Strode versus Perez bout and has awarded the win and interim flyweight title to Andrew Strode. Look, man, that's the right call. That's the right call. Andrew Strode's now the champion. Congratulations to Andrew Strode. Obviously, not the way you want to win a belt, not the way it should happen. You'd want to get that belt put around your waist in the ring. They took that from you, and I think that sucks. I genuinely think that sucks because one thing we saw yesterday was a lot of mistakes. We saw judging mistakes. We saw officiating mistakes. We saw doctor mistakes, in my opinion. And we'll talk about that more in this video because you always dream of winning a championship, but you want to be crowned that champion in the ring. You don't want to get it the next day. I mean, I'm sure he'll take it because it's worth money for sure, but you took away that opportunity. And the fight was going to be a great fight. Just because I thought G Perez was winning the first two. I thought he won the first 2 rounds. Doesn't mean that fight couldn't have turned into an absolute barn burner. It was looking like a good fight. I just thought Perez was winning. Now, and you can see some of the comments. This is G Perez's fiance, Dr. Stoppage, saved him. The scorecards are definitely against him. Can't wait for the rematch. King Kai Stewart, the fight was heating up. Flyweights are fast and super fun to watch. I rock with G all day, but this is probably the right decision. G is going to win the belt one day, though. Tony Soto, I'm happy the commission did the right thing. Could happen to either fighter or any fighter at that. Extreme, or my boy Russ over at BKFC. By the way, shout out Russ at Extreme BKFC. Appreciate him and all that he does. I love the artwork that he does. And if you haven't seen it, man, you need to check that stuff out because he does some awesome stuff. Yes, congratulations, brother. This is what I posted. I mean, it was a terrible stoppage to me based on what we had seen last night. But it's the right call based on the rules. Strode should be crowned the champ based on the rules. Still love to see a rematch, but it seems like we're going to have to see Dodson versus Strode next unless the BKFC shocks us. So what happened last night in the post-fight press conference was that David Feldman announced that this was going to be an immediate rematch. Whether it was for the interim belt or not, whether they just get rid of the interim belt thing and just make it, for a belt for no belt, just have it for a number one contender fight. That would remain to be seen. But he said last night there's going to be an immediate rematch. With this now happening, how can you have an immediate rematch? John Dodson is waiting to fight. I talked to John Dodson on Friday for about 10 minutes. I'm telling you, the man's ready to fight. He didn't even really know why there was an interim belt because he's been ready to fight. Maybe it's because of his other stuff that he's been doing. But nonetheless, he says he's ready to fight. He's ready to fight the winner. Now you have a winner named. It seems only logical that now Dodson fights Strode, and then G Perez gets to fight the winner. After that, it seems logical. It seems like the best way to deal with the situation. That's my opinion. I don't see how you can run an interim title rematch and keep John Dodson on the sideline. It doesn't make sense unless they pay him to stay on the sideline. Again, Dodson's not getting any younger, despite the fact that he looks like he's 25. He's 41 years old in, I think, August or September. So, look, man, this is a fight that I think that this fight ends up being Dodson versus Strode for the belt. And then Perez gets the winner. I mean, I thought it was going to be a really good fight. It was the fight that I was most looking forward to on this card. So, obviously, it was very disappointing the way it ended. Now, talking about the doctor. G Perez did not criticize the doctor. I am telling you right now, that was dog shit. I don't give a shit what anyone says. Okay, he has a slice that goes from here to here. Okay. How many times would he have to get hit in that fucking ear for it to fall off? We watched Mike Tyson bite a chunk of an ear out and then did it again against Evander Holyfield many, many years ago. We watched earlier that night, we watched this happen. This is Robbie Peralta. This is what his eye looked like at the end of round 4. Clearly, he has a broken orbital. I'd be shocked if this is not a broken orbital right here. He could not see. I'm convinced that when the doctor asked him, well, how many fingers do you see? And he said 1, and he got it right. I'm convinced that he guessed. I'm convinced that he guessed, or that this man did not cover up his left eye. He didn't cover up his right eye well enough that he could see through the crack. Because I can see through the crack right here. You'd have to do this type of shit. Because if you did it like this, you leave a crack open, you could see. This man could not see out of his left eye. There's no way in the world you tell me that eye could see. But that fight continued. And this gets a fight stopped. Now, I don't know if that's blood, if that's a split too. I'm not sure. And I'm not a doctor. But I also know that these guys are fighters. These guys are warriors. And for something like this, I think they should just put some tape on it, realistically. I mean, you see guys tape their ears up because of earrings. Like, they'll have those stretchy earrings that stretch their fucking earlobes, and they'll tape that shit up. Why would this be any different? I get it's a cut. Why would it be different, though? Tape their fucking ears up. This fight should not have been stopped. This fight should not have been. I stand on that shit 10 toes deep. This fight should not have been stopped. It cheated the fans. It cheated G Perez, and it made Strode the champion, despite the fact that, I mean, realistically, I thought he was losing, but he also doesn't want to win based on an ear cut. Like, that's not. Strode's a stand-up dude, man, and I don't think he wants to win a title based off of a cut ear. I don't think, because I don't think he'd want to lose that opportunity because of a cut ear. So, he had posted some stuff earlier where he thought this shit was a disaster, that it was rigged and all that shit. But that was a few hours ago. And then less than an hour ago, this pops up, and here you have it. So Andrew Strode's the champion now. Now we go into this fight here with Perdomo. Leonardo Perdomo versus Arnold Adams. Arnold Adams, he made it go last a minute 26. He had all kinds of strategies coming in. He said he had things that he had planned. He did absolutely none of them. None of them. I mean, he didn't jab. He was throwing haymakers. It's like Perdomo draws you into a firefight that you think you can win, and you're not going to win a firefight with Perdomo. Like, you're just not. He's so quick, and he's also short, because I'm 5'10". He's 5'10", 5'11". Short in terms of fighting at heavyweight. He's not 6'3". He's not 6'4", 6'5". So when these heavyweights go and wail, they whiff over his ass. He barely has to duck. And because he's already short, the ducking and getting out of the way is easier. You've got to stiff jab his ass. And Arnold Adams, I thought, was going to try to stiff jab. I think he threw one jab. Otherwise, if you watch the fight, rewatch it, he's just now Perdomo pulls his head down and throws an uppercut. And I don't know if they said that wasn't ruled a knockdown, even though I think it was going to be a knockdown because he was pulling him, and then it was almost like he was dirty boxing him, pulling him, and then hit him in the jaw. And I think he did drop him from that. And then he hit him again when he was on the ground, pulling his head down, and he uppercutted him. That was a foul. That was a clear foul. And the referee took away a point. His name is Sam Burgos. Now, while this is all going on, Arnold Adams is on one side, and Leonardo Perdomo walks across the ring and goes next to Adams like, get up, like, let's fight. First of all, Arnold Adams has 5 minutes to recover. It's a foul. You committed a foul, an egregious foul, no less. And Arnold Adams would have been in his right to say, fuck this shit. I'm going to take my W. I'm going to take my W. That's it. This is a foul. I get a W. Disqualification. End of story. I don't think that's a no contest because of that. If it's an inadvertent foul, then I think if they judge an inadvertent foul, then yes, you can have a no contest. But if it's a point deduction foul, it was an egregious foul. You know the man's on the ground when you uppercutted him again. Come on, man. Like, we have to be smart here. That could have been a DQ, and Adams could have taken the easy way out, and he didn't do that. But he then also got baited, and I think Perdomo tried to punk him. This is my opinion. I think Perdomo tried to punk him and embarrass him. Like, get your ass up type of thing, and he got up. And instead of just chilling for 3 more minutes on the ropes and letting his head get back together again, because his head was scrambled eggs from that fucking uppercut. It was bad. He was rocked, and instead of chilling and not getting back up, he gets right back up, or he gets right back in the fight. And instead of waiting 5 minutes, he took 2. Like, it's like, bro, that's silly. You made a mistake. Now, I said in my video on Instagram before I rewatched the video, because I saw the angles that they showed on the BKFC Instagram page. I was like, when did Perdomo hit him again? Well, I was wrong. He hit him with a right. I don't know how the fuck. He hit him with a short right. Now, I'm going to see if they have this on here. I hope they do.
Unofficial is our clock. Florida keeps the official time. Bill swings right back. Looking to counter. Down goes Arnold Adams. Didn't even see that punch. How hurt is he?
All right. Let me see if there's another one here. There's got to be one here. I saw it. I know I saw it. He hit him with a right, a short right that cracked him right across the jaw. And that was the fight right there. I don't see it here. I know I've seen it other places. Maybe it was on the broadcast only. But he hit him with a short right that cracked him straight across the jaw. Now, what happened here was refereeing disaster. Because number one, Burgos fucked up earlier. He didn't hold Perdomo in the corner. Really, when Perdomo walked over, he should have taken another point from his ass and made it a 10-8. It wouldn't have mattered. He still would have won the fight. But he should have taken, and that would have, no, you got to get your ass back over there. And he didn't do that. So he failed in that regard. Now, in this situation, you see right here, let's put this back up.
Unofficial is our clock. Florida keeps the official time. Bill swings right back.
All right, you see he's down right here. Now, Perdomo runs circles around. Off the rip, the ref has to get this man to a corner. He failed in his job. See, you're saying he's down, but your job is to get first. You got he's down. Fine. Get this man to a corner.
Down goes Arnold Adams.
Hey. No, you fucked up right there, bro. Like, you blew it. Because Adams has no idea what the count is right now. Adams has no idea what he thinks he eventually gets counted out, and he'd only heard probably 3 numbers counted.
Didn't even see that punch. How hurt is he?
Now, I will tell you this. I checked the time clock to a stamp. It was 10. It was 10. It wasn't a short count. It was 10. Remember, folks, by the way, folks, it's not 10 seconds. It's a count of 10. So it could be 12 seconds because they go 1, 2, 3, 4, but when I looked at 10 seconds, it was 10 seconds, like on the dot. But he never counted. This man never heard it until it was like, you're at 7 or 8. And he doesn't know where the count is. He just got his head fried again by another big bomb. And so, no, I take back, I apologize for what I thought, because I'm like, I don't know where he got hit. It was a short right that, if that doesn't tell you how unbelievably strong and powerful Leonardo Perdomo is you have no idea. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how powerful that man is. That short right can put you out like that. Do I think Adams might have gotten up if he heard the count? Maybe. Maybe. Do I think it mattered at all? No. Nothing. Adams didn't do anything that he was supposed to do to have a shot to win this fight. He didn't box. He didn't jab. He was trying to. He got it. He got baited into "I'm gonna punk you fest" type shit, and he got punked. And I'm saying it respectfully. Like, he got punked in terms of, you're gonna fight the way I want you to fight, and I'm gonna bait you into a slugfest where you're air mailing shots. Just look at this right here.
Official is our clock. Florida keeps the official time.
You saw that big right, big overhand right. Like, he didn't do anything.
Big swings right back.
Another big overhand right, clear right over Perdomo's head.
Looking to counter. Down.
Dude, that was clinical. It was clinical. And Perdomo's undefeated now. Still, well, not now. He's still undefeated. He's calling out Ben Rothwell into the fight. There was a near brawl after the fight. Adams tries to shake his hand. He shakes the corner man, his translator's hand. I guess that's his manager. And Perdomo, I think Perdomo needs to take a breath for a second. Like, he fights with an attitude. And I mean, you need to. I got it. But this is still a sport. This is still a sport, and you're competing. And if you win, all the histrionics, I'm not a humongous fan of it. I have no problem with you being happy, but all the histrionics of stuff, I think it's a little bit overdone. And the man's coming to shake your hand, bro. He tried to shake his hand for like a good 10 seconds, shook his corner man's hand, and then it turns into like you're a pussy type shit, like respect and stuff. I'm like, all these guys respect Perdomo. They're petrified of the power. The power is disgusting. And like they know how hard the man hits. You can say he's fought tomato cans. I don't give it. No, he just beat a former 2-time champion, and he beat him easily. Now, he calls out Ben Rothwell. I don't know what happens against Ben Rothwell. Ben Rothwell is a long time champ, fighter, and he's huge and he hits hard too. And I don't think Ben Rothwell is going to be afraid of him if and when they fight, because they're going to fight. It's a matter of when. I don't think he's any fear of him. But you can't fight Perdomo in a Perdomo fight. You have to fight him the way you want to fight him. You have to grab him. You have to hold him. You have to weigh on him. Like, you have to smother him. Adams did none of that. He tried or thought he was going to box him, and then all he did was throw a bunch of haymakers, and you just saw a couple of them. And that's what the entire minute plus of that fight looked like. Overhand rights just whiffing over Perdomo's head. So that was the fight there. I don't know when they're going to do this next fight. I know Perdomo wants to get in that $25 million tournament, which he should. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. That was the main event. Robbie Peralta and Brian Duran was an absolute war. This is how Robbie Peralta looked. If you were on the street and you saw these two guys, you would think that Duran won the fight. Duran did have stitches right here, and he blew his shoulder out, and he had some swelling. I talked to him after. I'm going to post that video. This was so we had now main event, massive screw ups by the judge twice in the co-main. You have massive screw up by the doctor, and then a massive screw up on the desk of these judges and the Florida State Athletic Commission, like calling it a no contest on a cut ear. Blowing me away. And then you have this fight. These are the last 3 fights. And the card coming up to this was fantastic. But you get to this fight here, and I'll tell you this. I rewatched the fight. I rewatched every fight because I wanted to rewatch everything before I talked about it, because from the distance and we're watching the noise, you had the crowd can influence your thoughts and your mind. And watching this fight again, it's reasonable to believe Duran did not. It's reasonable to believe that there was a majority draw. It's reasonable. I watched the fight again. I thought Duran won the first 2 rounds. I don't care. I don't look at punch stats. Punch stats don't do shit for me. I look at effectiveness of punches. I look at who's controlling, who's pushing. I look at those things. you could argue that Duran won both of the first two. I had Duran winning the first two rounds. Now, round 3 is where it got all messy. Peralta drops Duran twice. He dropped him literally a seconds into round 3. And I talked to Duran. Duran said, yeah, he lost focus for a second. Duran was real about it, man. You know, that's one thing Duran does. I mean, I know he's a salesman, he's a showman, he's an entertainer, but he's also real about shit. He's complimented Kai Stewart. You can talk shit all day. He wants to fight him. He wants to make money, but he's complimented Kai Stewart. And I know Kai Stewart thinks fucking Duran's a beast. Like there's respect. They're gonna talk their shit, and people are gonna fucking eat it up, and they want to see the fight. We all want to see the fight. We want to see that fight again. We all do. Like everyone does. But they're showmen, and that they have respect. They have mutual respect. Believe me, they have mutual respect. Now, Duran said, "Yo, hitting this guy. He's bigger. He's bigger, dude. You feel it in your body when you're hitting him. It's like he's not moving as much as guys in his weight class. He fought up at 55. This is why they have weight classes, because there are guys that are just naturally bigger. You might both be 5'8", but 158 ain't the same 5'8" for both. And round 3, he gets cracked. He goes down to an overhand right, and it rocked him. I think it mentally rocked him for a bit, realistically. He says he popped his shoulder out in round 2 on a punch that landed on the arm or on the back of Peralta. I didn't notice it at the time, but I watched it and I still don't really see when it happened. I didn't really start seeing him do anything with his shoulder until round 4. Now, Peralta, I think then Duran gets reckless. He got a little reckless, and he has this big crowd behind him, and all these people are there for him. He is the cash cow. Look, man, he sells fucking tickets. Man can sell, bro. And I think that he tried to save face and tried to get his get back and get Peralta. You can't just do that. You have to be clinical, and you have to use your thoughts and be precise and shit. And so I think he tried too hard. He was just chasing him down, and he got caught again and dropped again. This is all in the first minute of round 3. It was quick. And then towards the end of round 3, he lands a shot that puts Peralta into the ropes. And at the time, it looks like a knockout. But they don't call it a knockout. And this is another fuck up by a referee. Like, you have a referee watching this shit and he doesn't call this a knockout. I'm going to show y'all the picture of this, because this was trash officiating by the referee. Trash, bro. Serious garbage. So this punch, it was a right that drops Peralta. You can see he caught the ropes to keep from going down. At the time, they don't call a knockdown. The referee does not call a knockdown. And that has a massive impact on a fight where you have a guy that just got knocked down twice. In fact, it changes the entire look of the fight, and it also changes how you think of the fight publicly. It also can have an impact mentally on the opponent who just got dropped, right? So he gets dropped. They don't call it a knockdown. He keeps fighting. You get to the end of the round, you even got Chris Lights Out Lytle and Sean Wheelock talking about, it's like, if that's a knockdown, then it's big. At the end of the fight, they say it was ruled a knockdown. So when David Feldman told us in the press conference it was ruled a knockdown, end of round 3, first of all, I thought this was in round 4, because, again, things just meshed together. So I got to rewatch the fight all over again. I'm not taking notes. I'm using my brain to remember, because I'm walking around with cameras and shit like that. And you see this, and you're thinking, yo, so this 10-7 is not 10-7 anymore. It's 10-8. So it's 10-9, 10-9, and then 10-8. So now you have an even fight. And now if you have an even fight, if you have an even round 4, even round 5, guess what? You've got to draw. You've got to draw. And that's what we got. See, until that point, I did not know this was ruled a knockdown, because they didn't announce it in the damn ring. We don't have television, monitors with us we should have, by the way, BKFC, get the media television monitors, because we kind of need them, honestly, to report properly. Because if, we are kind of like trying to report this stuff, and if we don't have monitors, it makes it a little harder. That's just an FYI. But yeah, so And I mean monitors where we can hear audio from the desk because we can't hear it where we are. So yeah, you got this happen, and you can see a draw happening. Now, I will tell you, most people that I talked to after that fight thought Duran lost. They thought Peralta won. A lot of people thought Peralta got robbed. I am not one of those people. I thought without this knockdown, I was like, yo, this means that you gave 4 rounds to Brian Duran, and there's no way in fucking hell he won 4 rounds. He did not throw a punch in round 5. His right shoulder was shot. He could not throw. He lost round 5. If he won the first 2 rounds, and that's an arguable thing for some people because he got outlanded, but I thought he landed the cleaner shit. I thought he landed the cleaner shots. Round 4, Duran won. He came back and won that round. He fought that round aggressively. That's when you saw him first go flick his arm down, that you can see clearly flick his arm down. And in fact, they said on the broadcast, oh, that was some like showboating. I'm like, no one's showboating. Popped his shoulder out of his fucking socket. He was trying to put it back in. And so that was wild, man. That was really wild, to be honest. And again, a blown job by a referee created controversy within a fight. If you know that's a knockdown, now you're looking at this fight differently because the fans don't know this. The fans do not know that this was ruled a knockdown because it wasn't ruled a knockdown when it happened. Not in the ring. The place would have gone bananas if they saw that Duran got a knockdown for that. It would have gone crazy. Let's move back over this. So, you got that. And so what happens is Duran and Peralta fight to a 48-46. Peralta and 2 cards have it 47-47. That means realistically that 2 judges gave Duran rounds 1 and 2. They gave him rounds 1, 2, and 4. He didn't win 5, and he damn sure didn't win 3. So he got 1, 2, and 4. That's kind of how my scorecard looked: 1, 2, and 4. And I'm ignoring the crowd. I don't listen to the crowd when it comes to scoring because it's like me listening to commentators. I don't listen to commentators either. I scored the way I see it, and I thought it was 1, 2, 4 with Duran and 2 and 3 and 5 with Peralta. And now that you know it was 10-8 and not 10-7, and that's a knockdown, now it's makes sense. I hope that educates some people because everyone thinking that Peralta got robbed. Now, if you thought he won rounds 1 and 2, then yeah, you think he got robbed. I don't think he won one round 1 and 2. And by the way, end of the fourth round, Peralta's eye is that meat patty sausage you just saw. His right eye, no, left eye, is that meat patty you just saw. He could not see out of his eye. And the doctor let that shit go forward. And then he brings over Duran and he has to lift his fucking shoulder up. And it's like, yo, what the hell? Both of these guys are compromised badly. Duran's compromised. He's only throw 1 punch with 1 hand. This man can't see. The fight should have been stopped on that eye injury. More than a shoulder, because if you could freaking defend and throw a punch, you just hold your arm. That eye injury, that's why I question so much the next fight. Because if you don't stop it on that, how the fuck you stop it on a cut on the ear? Come on, people. Overall, though, this fight card, again, this was all the controversy. This is back to back to back. So it went from like this epic fight card to just controversial thing after controversial thing after controversial thing. And it's like, Jesus, man. And then, hey, they got fight of the night for this fight, by the way. And they both got more equity in the company per David Feldman after the fight. Kudos to both these guys because they fought a war. They fought an absolute fucking war. Now, Justin Ibarola against Robert Armas. Ibarola comes with a decision. Again, I watched these fights over again. Ibarola won this fight, man. If you think Ibarola lost this fight, you're blind. Like, bro, stop. Come on. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater, people. If you think he lost this fight, you're on drugs. I think Justin Ibarola made this fight way harder than it needed to be. He fought it like a sparring match. He fought this fight like it was a sparring match. He backed up, in my opinion, early on way too much. I thought he lost round 1. And I thought he won rounds. I think he pretty much cleaned out the rest. I think you could arguably give Armas, what was the round? Was it 3? I think you could have arguably given Robert Armas 3. I thought round 3 was a close round. I thought Ibarola won round 2, and he easily won rounds 4 and 5. By round 5, you can see that Armas was completely gassed, and Ibarola put his foot on the gas, and he dominated round 5. He outlanded him. He outthrew him. He out everything them, and yet people are sitting here arguing about this fight. I thought Armas won round 1, and even in that round 1, he got outthrown by Ibarola. So every round, Ibarola outthrew him, and I'm pretty sure outlanded him in every single round. And yet there's an argument as to if he won this fight. It was closer than it needed to be. He fought it like he was sparring. And, I did talk to him. He told me some stuff I'm not going to put out here, but he told me some stuff, and he won the fight. He won the fight. Like, it's crazy. Moving into, see if there's any video. Those boots. This probably is not going to be a good idea going forward, these boots. Just saying. But he won that fight. Here we got HD versus Draco Rodriguez. This ended up being a split decision. By the way, Ibarola Armas was a split decision, and I don't know how the hell that was a split decision. I thought Ibarola clearly won at least 3 rounds. HD and Draco Rodriguez. This was a great fight. These guys left it out there. HD broke his hand in round 1. He's at the hospital. Actually, as we speak, as I'm doing this video, I know HD's at the hospital because he posted it. I messaged him. He's like, I'm at the hospital getting tests. Because now we got to see if he has to have surgery. We don't know yet. He did break his hand, and in round 1, HD won the fight, in my opinion. I rewatched it. He won round 1, he won round 3, and he won round 5. That's it. He won round 1, 3, and 5. And I thought he arguably won round 4. Round 4 was a little closer. Round 2 was the only round that I thought Draco Rodriguez clearly won. Other than that, I thought HD won this fight, and yet it ends up being a split decision. That's why you can't trust judging, man. Here's some highlights from it.
Overhand right entry again. Hard left hand Davis straight out to the inside. Big shots from Davis to the body. Rodriguez ducking, playing defense, trying to move his head. Hard shots from Davis, flying left up to the body. There's the right uppercut again to the body. Relentless goes Howard Davis. Rodriguez trying to circle out. More big shots. An onslaught of punches. Looking to counter. There's the left hand counter.
So I think HD punched himself out in this little sprint he had. I think he punched himself out, and that affected him. I think he'd have been better off like taking a step back and then really punching the ribs, hitting not. Like he's going to the body, but he's not hitting the body per se. He's just wild right here, and it had the place going crazy.
Palomino, Bonner, Tenaglia, send a message to them right now from HD.
I love Trump. I look up to him, but he has not one fight in 155. I'm 5-1 at 155, mostly all knockouts. Everybody who's calling to be in the tournament, they don't deserve it, man. 145, 155, 165, I'm here. And you got to get through the dog. Everybody has to come through the dog. I'm no gatekeeper. I'm going to get a belt. But trust me, that tournament should have had me in it.
So, yeah, this fight was a barn burner, man. This was a great fight. I thought HD won the fight. He did get the split decision win. That's why you can't leave things in the hands of the judges, because it gets dangerous. Christine Vicens with a big win. She's back. Big stoppage in round 1, coming off of a very, very bloody fight versus Christine Faria back in December. I mean, it's amazing what her face looks like right now, because if you go back and look at pictures from December, it was brutal. Absolutely fucking brutal. Big win that she needed to get, and she got the job done. Kudos to her. This fight with Francesco Ricci and Dallas Davison, my goodness. Francesco Ricci hit Davison with a left hook that nobody saw.
Chris Young did it to create space. There's a hard left hand and drops Dallas Davison.
Right on the money. Dallas Davison trying to get up his gun.
The count of 9. The count of 10.
You want to see it again? Because he hit him with a left hook nobody saw. I was like, oh my God. This is round 3.
Chris Young did it to create space. There's a hard left.
Jesus Christ. Now we get into you got to win from Tomahawk Tonsil. He got a stoppage in I think it was round 3 over Keith Richardson.
Hook to the head. Another left hook to the head. Richardson's taking some massive shots. On the left hand, right hand. Andrew Glenn taking a closer look. That is it.
So you got that stoppage in round 3, another big win for him. You got Gaston Reno with, I mean, this guy, he wants to fight Uruguay. And man, bro, this guy was funny, man. He in the press conference, he was great to talk to, and had a lot of fans there for him, cheering him on. He deserved every bit of it, and he got the job done over Milton Volter, who came in 15 pounds overweight. Busted up Volter's eye, made Volter quit.
For the body, Reno, he's open. To the body, indeed.
He quit right there.
Really he quit. He quit. He said no more.
He literally quit right there. Then you got the fights within this is the fight of the fucking planet. I mean, this is the knockout of the century from Esteban Rodriguez right here in the prelims, the third fight in the prelims. He absolutely destroys Julio Perez Rodriguez.
Listen. Chris Camozzi.
Round number 1, rapid fire start off from scratch. Oh my God!
3 seconds, bro. 3 seconds. Second fastest KO in combat sports history. Insane. I'm gonna try and get Esteban Rodriguez on the podcast. We did interview him in person. Audio wasn't that great, but I want to hear his story because he's a Cuban guy living in Michigan. It's wild. He says he has a story, and I can't wait to hear this story. So, big time win for him. Fight before that was who was it? It was homeboy Jake Bostwick with a big knockout of Leo Carrera. He drops Carrera twice in like seconds with a left. Carrera's moving forward. Expected Carrera moving backward and countering. Didn't happen. He just came in and got his head knocked off.
You're gonna say a lot more.
He was in right here. Boom. That's the first one.
And exploding with hard shots. All stands for Carrera.
And that's
the left hand that sends Leonel Carrera to the canvas.
Exactly what I just talked about. It didn't look like he hurt his opponent bad.
Oh! Knockdown number 2.
I told her right here.
Power. Jumping in with those power.
That was seconds later. And then the opening fight of the night. I mean, look, this fight card was a banger, man. Overall, it was a banger. A great crowd. Rambo Russo starts off the night with a first-round knockout with a counter right across the jaw of Justin Martinez. We'll show it to you right here.
Great sportsmanship from Russo. It's like the way we fight on, and there is the knockdown.
That's exactly what I was talking.
Yeah, that shot was bad. And you know what? It actually went exactly how Russo told me it would go. He said he just comes straight forward, and he came straight forward, and he hit him with a freaking clean right counter right across the temple and the jaw. It was a jaw of the temple, but he clocked him. And that was that. Those were 3 first-round KOs in the first round in the first 3 fights. Overall, folks, this was a lot of fun as usual. It was a great experience, a great card. They got to do better though with the officiate, the refereeing, the doctors, and just the control of the ring. They got to do a better job. Judging, all of it. Those last 3 just left you with a kind of little bit of a sour taste in your mouth for some people. Some people were irritated leaving. I could hear it, you could see it, but this was a great card. I mean, beyond the controversy, at least they got it right when it comes to Strode. They fixed the mistake. And Strode now has the belt, and we'll see what happens next. And we'll see also what happens now with Perdomo. Is he going to fight Rothwell first? Or are we going to see him fight somebody else and then hopefully put together a fight with him and Rothwell in that $25 million tournament? That starts in March, but that's all we got, folks. We're going to be doing some more stuff on this fight card. We appreciate you jumping on board with us. We're trying to get to and Dirty Boxing was supposed to be on the 26th of July. I don't know if it's happening. I'm waiting to hear back because it's only 2 weeks away. But actually September 12th, they will be back at the Hard Rock. So we will be in the building for that event. Can't wait for that. And of course, get all your combat information and BKFC information here at Combat Corner, powered by Come On Now, the podcast. Come on now.
Up and down.